It's great being a Labour peer at the moment because we've got our mates who now have senior jobs.
This is Lord David Evans of Watford. He is a Labour member of the House of Lords. Here he can be seen talking to what he believes are property developers. For weeks, they've been in talks with his son, Richard Evans, who is trying to get them to sponsor, for £25,000, a commercial networking event in Parliament, hosted by Lord Evans. What he doesn't know is that he's talking to undercover journalists using the names Rob and Anthony. It is part of a Guardian investigation which has revealed his involvement in what appears to amount to a cash for access venture. In a discussion with the undercover reporters about sponsorship for the event, Lord Evans spoke about what he could offer in terms of access to parliamentarians and ministers.
I can introduce you. We'll have some senior people there, including Richard Harrington, who's doing a report you may know on housing and has worked on it, and I'm seeing him in early January to talk about it.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is great. We'll invite the housing minister and some friends in the ministerial.
Lord Evans said he was prepared to support the developers because he was keen to help the government build much-needed houses. He does not receive any payments in connection with the events. He was also recorded explaining to the fake developers looking to lobby government how they could approach Angela Rayner. He said he wanted to speak with her to discuss a proposal he had for a £5 billion housing fund. He told the reporters that the way to reach the Deputy Prime Minister and Housing Secretary was through a more junior housing minister.
I think the route is through the housing minister rather than going directly with her. Get the lower ranks, so to speak, on side, which I'm sure they are because they all know what we're up against.
Following a request from the journalists, the online meeting with Lord Evans was held after weeks of messages and 2 earlier Zoom calls with his son, Richard, about sponsorship of the event.
So we do the event, but before the event, we start introducing. So the idea is, it's not cash for questions, there's nothing untoward about it. It's basically thinking creatively.
During these initial discussions, in which Lord Evans was not present, Richard proposed holding a separate meeting in Parliament, to which he would invite ministers and the property developer. He made it clear, however, that the payment of £25,000 for the sponsorship of the event had to happen first.
So once we've got the sponsorship organised and agreed, then the rest will happen. We can arrange a committee room, no big deal. But we were planning on doing that anyway.
During one call, Richard Evans admitted to the journalists that the proposal looked dodgy.
I think that we should stick to, without getting ourselves into deep water, one is we're delivering an event, and from that it's going to lead on to committee room meetings. That's it. I cannot put that in writing, like, if you do this, you will get that. It's really,
but that's... These pictures show Lord Evans at a previous networking event in November 2024, which he hosted on behalf of his son's company. Rules ban peers from exploiting their membership of the Lords. While there are grey zones in the rules, peers must follow key principles, including a requirement to act as parliamentarians on their personal honour. There are also rules barring peers from hosting for-profit events in Parliament. Contacted for comment, Lord Evans told The Guardian he denied breaking any House of Lords rules or taking any personal benefits. He said he was only involved in organising a speaker for the networking event and was not involved in cash for access. He said he was not involved in the commercial side of the event and only interested in the political objective of building more social housing. He added he had never approached Angela Rayner to speak at any event. Richard Evans said the venture was not profit-driven, but a commitment to strengthening the construction industry. He said the £25,000 sponsorship deal extends beyond covering the cost of event delivery. It includes ongoing marketing support for our sponsors. He added that 90% of attendees at the events had been gifted their places.